Yeah, hi peeps, it's Tersse back on the old squat box once again, and I've managed to find S to VI player, which I didn't know existed. So I've been able to record the whole 2 hours of the Scottish independence debate, which I am about to process because I had to capture it on Fraps and now have to convert it into a form which I can upload to YouTube, which is probably going to take me about 6 hours to format the 2 hours. It's going to take a long fucking time, and I'm only doing it in IP4. I'm not doing it in WMV, 1080 or 720. I'm just doing it in IP4. It's going to be a bit grainy to look at, but you will be able to hopefully be able to hear the video, and you don't really need to see the ugly Scottish faces. You know what I mean? But being able to hear the debate, I think, is probably better than not hearing it. So I'm going to be uploading that probably sometime Wednesday. This is Wednesday. Well, sometime tonight, sometime this evening. But there is quite a lot I can say about it. I was disappointed in the debate. I didn't think that Alex Salmond fully comprehended the opportunity he had here to go forward and give an aspirational debate. Not just to nitpick at the no campaign, but to be aspirational and wave aside the fear mongering of his opponent and come out with some aspirational future thinking for Scotland. What will become of Scotland if we vote yes? Where will Scotland go? Where will we get the investment we need as a new independent nation to rebuild itself after 50 years of the British economy basically pulling down and destroying the infrastructure of Scotland? We have got no longer make any steel in Scotland. We have no shipbuilding. We don't even have a port that imports food to Scotland. It is imported into the United Kingdom via England and then trucked up to Scotland on trucks, which we then pay on top of the prices for the food that's imported into Britain. We pay the fuel cost to bring it from England up to Scotland. Why don't we have a port? Why do we not have a container port? You know what I mean? An international container port for ships to come from around the world and drop food off in Scotland. Why do we have no distribution centres in Scotland for distributing imported goods? Why do they have to go to England and then be distributed from there around the rest of the United Kingdom? This is exactly why Scotland needs to be independent. And it's also a question as to how can Scotland increase its income, its tax revenue, and pay for all those old people that we seem to be, growing. And getting older in Scotland. Apparently that's not happening in England, only in Scotland, according to Alistair Darwin. Well, you know what? If Scotland becomes independent, we would need to rebuild that infrastructure that the Conservatives and the Labour Party has denuded from Scotland over the last half century, you know what I mean, and more. We would have to rebuild our ability to import goods from around the world, international goods, into Scotland, rather than ship them up from England and pay them some tariff for them to do it for us. We would have to build ports. That would be building an economy. That would be jobs. We would probably have to borrow money from China, America, Norway, England even, to invest in Scotland to build those ports. One on each side of the country at least, you know what I mean? One near Glasgow, one near Edinburgh, you know what I mean? That would be, what we'd have to do. We'd have to improve the infrastructure, the roads and railway. in Scotland so that we could move that stuff around. We would have to build a distribution centre. That's more building work. That means employment for Scottish people. That means a growing economy. That means a GDP growth of maybe 9% rather than 3%. The English Parliament projects maybe the UK could hit over the next 10 years. Over the next 10 years we could see a 9% growth in the Scottish economy, because if we go independent, we would need to build that infrastructure. Yes, we would need to borrow money to build it, but if you pay it over 50 years and it takes you 10 years to build it, that gives you 40 years of using it to pay that money back. And it means full employment in Scotland. In fact, it would probably mean so much employment, we would probably have to ask people in America with a degree who can't get a job in America to come and work in Scotland. We would probably ask the people in England and Europe, you know what I mean, who have a degree and can't get work there, to come and work in Scotland. We would have to be asking people to come to Scotland to work because our economy needs you. You know what I mean? It would be amazing. We would see an amazing amount of growth in Scotland if we became independent, because we would need that growth. We would need that infrastructure. We would have to borrow that money and pay whatever it costs to borrow that money, but we would need it, and we would need to build the infrastructure that Margaret Thatcher, you know, especially Margaret Thatcher, stole from Scotland, destroyed, wiped out. Her whole manufacturing base wiped out by Margaret Thatcher through the fucking 80s. You know what I mean? Thank you, Margaret Thatcher. Thank you, Conservatives. Thank you, United Kingdom, for fucking Britain up, for fucking Scotland up, especially. Do you know that Scotland in 300 years still doesn't have a motorway connecting Scotland to the rest of the United Kingdom? Do you know that the British government spent billions of pounds digging a tunnel from the southeast of England to France? Yes. And Scotland, although we paid, you know, our taxes went to pay for that. You know what I mean? We get no benefit from that. Do you know that you know, the English government has sanctioned a £20 billion rebuilding of you know, or a new railway system in London? £20 billion, you know what I mean, over, I think it was about 4 years, to build the cross fucking rail thing in England. £28 billion. That doesn't help Scotland, but our tax money went towards buying that for England, for London especially, you know. They want to spend £800 billion building a fast railway from London to Manchester and Birmingham. That's where it stops. It doesn't go any further, it doesn't come to Scotland. No. Again, billions of pounds. Our tax money goes to pay for, but it doesn't benefit Scotland. There's a new 15 billion cross-country network going to be built from the northwest coast of England to the northeast coast of England. Again, doesn't affect Scotland, we get no benefit for it, but that £15 billion, I guarantee you, Scottish tax money is going to pay for that, you know. And we still don't have a motorway connecting Scotland with the rest of the United Kingdom. We have an A road, the A74. We don't even have a fucking motorway connecting our nation to the rest of the United Kingdom. 300 years, such a benefit we've got from it in Scotland, isn't it? Yeah, we don't even have a motorway connecting Scotland to the rest of the United Kingdom. Thank you very much. We love how well you've treated us, your United Kingdom. This is why the Scottish people feel we've been hard done to. I'm just saying, you know. And as for pensions, you want to pay pensions? Well, if Scotland becomes independent and we do borrow money to build an importation port, you know, to bring in ships full of containers so that we can get food directly into Scotland and not have it delivered in England and have to be shipped up on a truck where we have to pay the extra fuel costs of bringing it from England into Scotland. If we can just ship it straight into Scotland, that means building a port. That means work for Scottish people. And then you need distribution centres to distribute those goods around Scotland. That's work for Scottish people. And then you need roads, bridges, you need to upgrade the railways in Scotland. That's work for Scottish people. And there's not enough Scottish people with the talents to do that. We would have to import people from overseas to come and do a lot of these jobs where we train people up. That means work for the world. That means the world will invest in Scotland. That means Scotland suddenly becomes a massive investment for the world. As I say, we could have a 9% growth, GDP growth rate over the first decade of becoming independent. What nation wouldn't want that? And what nation wouldn't invest in a country that's growing at that rate? The projected growth rate, potential growth rate, is 3% over the next 3 or 4 years, you know what I mean? But that's not that's not going to turn out that way. The Conservatives, with their austerity, collapsed. They projected 2 to 3% growth rate last year, and it was, I think, 1.8, falling to 0.8 some quarters. Yeah, the Conservatives don't know what they're talking about, and they're trying to say that Scotland can't manage their economy if they go it alone. Scotland would be a huge boon to the world for investment. It would be a huge boon to the Scottish people to become independent. We would fucking crush England in GDP ratings. We would crush them in tax takings. We would crush them in dropping our unemployment rate to 0, and we would have to import workers from overseas. That would be the Scotland that we would live in. And that's what I wanted to hear Alex Salmond talk about. I didn't want him to talk about crap about fucking whether we keep the pound or not. If we become independent and the English don't want to, negotiate some sort of deal where we keep sterling, I couldn't give a shit. You remember America? America used to be part of Britain, didn't it? And then America, they fought for their independence. They got it. And they made their own currency. The US dollar, I believe it is. And one of the largest currencies in the world that's bought and stored and used as a bank. Used as saving your money. People buy dollars all over the world. Do you remember Australia? Let me think. Where did Australia come from? Oh yeah, I remember. The British Empire built that. And now they're independent. And they have, what is it they use as currency? I'm trying to think, what is it? Oh, it's not sterling, no, it's not sterling. Oh, it's the Australian fucking dollar, yeah. Oh my God. There's 2 countries that left the United Kingdom, left British Empire, and seem to set themselves up pretty well, yeah. And so, what, Scotland, what should we go with the Scottish dollar? No, I don't think so. Should it be the Scottish Bobby? I don't think so either. Or the Scottish Unicorn? No. We could set up another currency. We could even have the Scottish sterling. We already print sterling notes, Bank of Scotland notes, Clydesdale bank notes. We could just call them, reprint them, rechange the printing presses, and just make it into Scottish sterling. We could run it against the British sterling, and with a growing economy, I could pretty much quickly see the Scottish sterling become more wanted as an investment, as a currency to buy and invest in around the world, more than the English sterling, you know what I mean? I could see Scotland becoming the second currency in the world, you know what I mean? You can buy the US dollar, or you can buy, Scottish sterling. We could be a great nation. This is what I don't get with this sadness, this damn sadness of could Scotland go it alone? One of the most memorable sayings from any Scottish speaker, was I think it was one of the Kings, Robert the Bruce. he lost a battle and he had to hide, and he hid in a small cave, and in that cave while he was debating the loss of the battle and feeling depressed and you know, forlorn, he looked up and there was this little spider spinning a web, and the web broke and the spider started again, and you know, and it broke and the spider started again. And it's an old Scottish saying. He'd seen that spider continuously fail and restart and have another go until it succeeded. And it's an old Scottish saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Now that's the heart of Scotland. That's what I believe. And Scottish people never say die, don't give in. A problem is only looking for a solution, and if you think hard enough you will find it. All I hear from the English Conservatives and Labour Party is, you can't do it, you can't make it, you're bound to fail. That to me is a challenge. That's a challenge to every Scottish person in Scotland, to turn around and say, fuck you, I'm voting yes, just for the principle of it. The Scottish people never give up. We will keep trying and keep trying and keep trying until we succeed, because we don't believe in failure. I think that's where the Americans got that idea from, because there's quite a lot of Scottish people ended up over there when we emptied the Highlands and stuff like that, you know. You got it from the Celts, you got it from the Irish, the Welsh and the Scottish, who were all kicked out their homes and shipped over to America. And we built America. People with the heart of fucking the Scottish, that's who built America. And now America's got the same forlorn view of the world. Oh, we just can't do it, it's too hard, that's too difficult a problem, we've just got to shut our doors and never, you know, treat Andy, you know, like we were treated, you know what I mean? Fuck you. Fuck the fucking American, fucking depressive fucking cunts who want to give up. Fuck you fucking cunts in fucking the United Kingdom who want Scotland to give up. Never say die. You don't succeed, try again. A problem is just waiting for a solution. All you've got to do is observe it, think hard enough, and you will come up with a solution. That is the Scottish way. You don't give in, you don't give up, you keep going. That is why you're put here. You're put here to do your fucking job. And your job is not to give up, not to give in, not to fall down on your knees and say, I give up. It's too difficult. If I thought that I'd be dead by now. You've got to keep going. You've got to try harder. Every day you wake up that you haven't solved that problem, you've got to try harder to solve that problem. That's what's in us as Scottish people. It's what we are, it's who we are. You don't give up, you don't give in, you don't listen to the naysayers, you don't listen to the people carping on about, no, well, a buzzard flew over, so it's a definite sign of destruction and, you know, failure. No, fuck you. You only fail when you accept that you've failed. You keep going. The Scottish people would never fail if we become independent. If we can't have the fucking, you know, the sterling, we'll make our own fucking, you know, currency. Lots of nations have done it. We wouldn't be the first. Lots of nations have left the United Kingdom, have left the British Empire, and they are brilliant, fantastic nations now. Scotland couldn't follow in their footsteps. What's wrong with the Scots that we're so weak and timid and craven that we couldn't succeed if we put our minds and our hearts to it? Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm going to put this video up, and I'm still going to be compiling 2 hours of this debate, watch it or don't watch it, but I'm going to put it up anyway. And if you have any questions about it, you can watch the debate, and then you can either put questions in the debate link, or you can put questions in this link, and I'll probably say something after I upload the debate as well about it. You can put questions there, whatever. But you know, come and chat, come and say what you think. I'm hoping you'll support my view that the Scottish people can succeed, because I damn well know we can. Sandy fucking van, motherfuckers.